I want to look at a few more of these essential elements in this session. First of all, listening is critical. Listening is an important characteristic feature of mentoring. We may be tempted to think that mentoring is all about me telling this other person all my great wisdom and my knowledge and how they should live their lives and how they should do things, but that's not true. That's wrong. Mentoring is listening. There are certainly times to speak and teach and share, but one writer says it so succinctly: mentoring is not about telling, it is about listening. Mentoring is a servant's role. As you listen to your mentoree, you get to know them, you hear their heart, you understand their struggles, and you are better able to speak into their lives when the time is right. So often a person you're discipling or investing in simply needs to talk. They need to share. They need to get out and verbalize what they're going through. And you listen and don't always be jumping in with your story and how it was for you. I try to let my mentoree break in his talking. As he's talking with me and he's sharing, I wait until he stops and there's this long pause, almost as if he's saying, "Okay, I'm done, what do you think?" Even before I start to talk, I want to hear that gap. Even an awkward pause, they may have more to say. They may be thinking and processing. So listening is such a critical element in mentoring. Another critical element is to help your mentoree dream, especially if you're mentoring a younger adult. Help them to dream big, worthy dreams that are consistent with the way God has gifted them and how He wants to use them, or how you are discerning He wants to use them. Probe your mentoree as to what their passions are, what their gifts are, what their abilities are, and what they aren't. Nothing is more discouraging for a young adult than to get into a ministry situation or a job situation that doesn't fit them, and they don't like it, they don't do well, and they get discouraged. And as a mentor, you can help them dream in the right direction. There's so much potential in a young person who is following Jesus to do great work for the kingdom, and we as a mentor can guide them in that process. Another essential element of mentoring is don't try to answer all the questions. We wonder how we can guide our mentoree. We are nervous and afraid that we won't be able to answer their questions or provide the right guidance. But we should have, those of us that are older have lived long enough to know that life is mysterious and you can't answer all the questions and solve all the mysteries. Mature wisdom is not escape from, but rather engagement with complexity and mystery. Don't be afraid to say to your mentoree, "I have no clue how to help you with that situation, but I'll listen." Mentoring is messy because life is messy. I fear that many adults, older, mature adults, refuse to engage in mentoring because they're intimidated, because they're afraid they don't have anything to offer. They don't know the answers. But remember, everybody has been young before, but not everybody has been old before. Quickly, let me go through some other mentoring essentials. A mentor should provide recognition. Especially if you're mentoring a young adult, they need to be recognized and appreciated for who they are. Provide support. Encourage them and support them in what they're doing. Be an advocate for them. Be a way for them to find sources and resources. Protect them. Provide a challenge. Set tasks for your mentoree to carry out. Set the bar high and challenge them to reach a little bit higher. Provide inspiration. Tell them, you can do it. You got this. You don't think you can, but you can. One of our new students was looking for a church where he could plug in and do ministry and find a mentor. And he made it very clear to me that the one thing he did not want to do was youth ministry. Well, he eventually found a church, and he found a mentor in that church. The pastor of the church agreed to mentor him. And it just so happened that church needed a youth leader. And to make a long story short, today he is the paid youth pastor of that church and absolutely loving it. He is thriving and soaring in that situation because he had a mentor who inspired him to go places he didn't think he could go. And the last essential here is to provide dialogue. Go back and forth. Talk with your mentoree. Few mentors manage to get it right all the time. Life is messy. Mentoring is messy, discipling is messy, and that's okay.